Hey everybody, it's Ricky and I'm going to do my review on this new Kawasaki KLE. It's the new 2006 and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. If you don't want to hear an unbiased review from the drummer of a rock band, I'd suggest you move on. This video about the Kawasaki KLE is brought to you by Ken and Joe's Kawasaki, Honda, and many other brands. Bugging you at work. All right, so we're at Ken and Joe's today. Ken and Joe's Kawasaki, Honda. Yeah, it's kind of a motorcycle candy store, but I'm picking up a specific bike today. Happy customer. What are you picking up?
Well, we're picking up a Versus 1100 from the Kawasaki.
Oh,
nice touring bike for me and the lady on a 2-up.
I know who you are.
Oh,
she is a fan of you.
I saw you walking in and I'm like, that's Ricky Rocket.
oh, thank you.
I've been seeing you every year. I used to go to see you in Hershey.
Oh,
Every
Hershey?
year. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Oh, you are. Africa Twins, all kinds of fun stuff. I'm going to show you what I'm picking up today. Hey Ben, how you doing? What's happening?
Hey.
This is it. So this is like a I'd say mid adventure bike.
A little more dirt.
A little more dirt oriented, a little bit lighter, kind of probably competes with like maybe the CF Moto, maybe, but it's Kawasaki, so we're gonna get way into this, aren't we?
We're gonna get way into this. Better KLR wise, lighter, not as much like wide weight, but this bike's gonna get you a lot more nimble. It's a Ninja 500 motor
Yes.
on a slimmer frame.
50, how many horsepower?
60, probably
60 horsepower.
52, 53 horsepower. So,
There's my son back there. Hi Jude. I just went to the bathroom. This video is not sponsored by anybody, but Ken and Joe's Kawasaki Honda did lend me this bike to test out. And I will be doing, like I said, an unbiased review of this bike. I am not going to sugarcoat anything. And in fact, what I'm going to start with are all the cons. So let's get the cons out of the way. It's getting a lot of hate on the internet, which I think is not exactly warranted, but let's talk about what it doesn't do well. I'm going to immediately talk about the clearance of this thing. It's only 7.3 inches right here, you can see, and that's not a ton for an off-road guy. But this isn't a totally off-road biased bike, but you are supposed to take it off-road, and that can be a problem. On the base model, there is a skid plate. On the SE, which is a little bit of an upgrade, there is a thicker skid plate, but I'm sure there's something in the aftermarket or coming very soon that is probably even better than that. The other thing a lot of people complain about is this 17-inch rear tire, and I think in and of itself it's fine, but if you do want to go into the aftermarket, there's not a whole lot of, and I meant to say 17-inch rear wheel tire combo. There isn't a ton in the aftermarket like there is for 18-inch. We could definitely find a whole lot more in that category. But it's knobbly enough. It's probably a 50-50 tire that comes with it standard. The other controversial thing is a 21-inch front. Now, I think a 21-inch to go off-road is fantastic. On-road, sure, it can be challenging for some people. Doesn't bother me. I've had plenty of bikes with those. What I don't love, though, however, is how low that front fender is to the tire, because if it does get gummed up, it can stop. And that happened to me on a Triumph, and it locked up and I went straight down. More cons. It's like pretty tall. It's 34.3 inches. I'm a 33 inseam, but I'm 6 foot, so I'm all torso. Like my wife's 34 and I'm 33, so it's kind of embarrassing, but I still seem to be pretty flat-footed. When I sit on it, it does compress a little bit, so that's a little bit misleading. There's no charger on this. There's no USB charger. I think that's weird on a modern bike. Now, one thing I want to say is this bike is kind of like specifically what this is for the rider that doesn't want a whole bunch of electronics on their bike. They want something a little simpler, but I don't think we should go that simple. Okay, so there's a couple things that bugs me that it doesn't have, and that is turn signal cancellation. I know that, you know, I just forget, and like George Carlin says, the guy behind you forget.
First of all, there's the guy whose turn signal has been on since 1955.
But I do use my turn signals, and I wish more people would too. Anyway, the charger thing. You can get an aftermarket one that connects to the battery. Maybe there's a way to wire it in some other spot and get it up on the dash. That'd be really nice. So that's really my only complaint so far. I haven't been riding it that long, but this is just stuff that I've seen on the internet. People have complained about it. But what I want to talk about are all the real positive things about this bike. Number one, it's cost effective, okay? It's a $6,500 motorcycle. I mean, you could probably, most places get out the door at like $7,000, I'm not sure, with taxes, depending on where you live, etc. You know, that's for the base model. The SE is more, I think it's $1,000 more. And what you get is a taller windshield, you get a better display, you get the better skid plate. Oh, and you get the handguards. To me, I think I'd rather outfit this myself. I think that I would rather just maybe save the money from doing that and get maybe a better aftermarket skid plate, which is probably out there. I haven't really looked, if anybody knows. I think the other thing that I would probably do or get some actual bark busters. Maybe they would, there's something that will fit on there, and there's other companies too that make some really good ones. But the pros to this bike are many. For one thing, it has a super predictable power delivery. This is a Kawasaki Ninja engine on this thing, but it's obviously geared differently, and that's a really super proven motor. It's a parallel twin. It's 451 cc's, I think, something like that. There's other bikes that compete right around this mid-level or sort of smaller range style ADV bikes. When you get out of dual sport and start moving into the ADV range, you're getting into CF Moto 450, even the Himalayan, okay, which I've reviewed, which is a great bike. The Royal Enfield Himalayan is a fantastic bike. Different headspace. I think the pro to this bike is that it has a great dealer network. I would feel a lot more comfortable in that way. And I've got a great dealer. Ken and Joe's, hi. Hi, Dave, thank you. So it's rally inspired design, okay? So I wouldn't call this a rally bike, but I mean, I stood up on it a couple times in some light off-road. I haven't really seriously off-roaded. I don't have the right gear on today, and I would want to, I believe in the buddy system. If you're gonna off-road, it's nice to have somebody with you, just in case you go down and you break something, which happens all the time. Thankfully, I haven't broke anything in a long time, but I'm getting older, and you know, any of us can get hurt, so be careful out there. You don't dress for the ride, you dress for the slide, brother. I think this is a super friendly bike. What I mean by that is the power delivery, like I said, is super friendly and predictable. It doesn't rev out all of a sudden. Back brakes, okay. Front brakes, really good, I feel like. Together they work fine. The only one electronic thing on here is ABS. I think all motorcycles are required at this point to have ABS, if I'm not mistaken. ABS has gotten so much better these days, even for off-road. However, you can turn it off. It's just a switch, bam, done. You don't have to go through a cascade of menus. It makes it so easy. Kind of like the same reason why people buy the Yamaha Tenere 700 is because it's very basic in those ways, and I think this bike has a lot of that to offer. But it doesn't have the grunt that the 700 or some of the higher end KTMs have, but it's a $6,500 bike. Do you want to put it up against the CF Moto 460? You could. I think this bike is a little more road friendly. CF Moto probably a little more off-road friendly from my understanding. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go head to head. Maybe there's some comparisons out there. Would I buy this bike for myself? I don't know. I'm going to ride it for a while. I think the appeal to this bike, it really is sort of a beginner ADV bike. I wouldn't say a beginner bike, but if you're getting into ADV and you don't want to do the dual sport thing, you want to load up, you want to take trips. I don't know if I'd go to Alaska on this, but you could do it to do, some weekend trips and stuff like that. I think this would be a great bike. I think I'll have to off-road on it and give you my opinion off-road. I'm not the best off-roader, so I would probably take Rob Day with me, who is not only experienced, he's an educator. Would want to put him on it and get his opinion as well. If I can make that happen this week, I'll do it before I release this video. I would see if there's a way to upgrade the suspension. I would see if there's an option to do an 18-inch rear wheel. Oh, another con I forgot to mention that I don't like is this just does not have any rack or any handles or anything in the rear. So if you drop the bike, it's hard to grab onto anything to sort of back up and lift it up. And that is a little bit of an issue. So that would be, well, I'd look to the aftermarket right away for that. I'd also do a tail tidy on this guy right away. Not like I do these massive wheelies or something like that. I'm going to rip the tail off, but I don't like the way it looks. And it just collects mud and everything else. It's just, is there a way to get a little higher fender? You're going to bottom out on this if you really do some jumps. I mean, you do all these things and then you start to go, gee, why don't I just buy something that is a little more off-road friendly? And that you have to ask yourself. However, you don't have to do these things all at once. You can kind of grow into them. You can ride it for a while and go, I don't like this, but I thought I'd hate this, but I really don't, so I'm not going to upgrade that. It just depends on what you wind up doing with the bike. I'm going to ride it a little more. So far, I think that it's a fairly mild-mannered bike. I think it takes the KLR and ups it a notch. Maybe they're going to phase out the KLR. Who knows? That bike's been around forever. It's solid. It's a Swiss Army knife. I reviewed that. I'm going to put a link to that review that I did. The bet is this. If I crash the KLR, I have to buy it. If I drop it, I have to buy it. Oh, there's serious ruts here. The KLE could really be a really super great, friendly, budget-friendly bike that you could enjoy for years to come. I mean, it's going to be solid. It's going to last. I mean, like I said, this motor is such a proven motor. And I mean, it's Kawasaki. I mean, they build really good bikes. Well, I'm going to ride this bike a little bit more. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Take care of each other and keep life alive.